Hey y'all, welcome back. I feel like I was made for this video. So we're going to be watching Lewis reacting to the dangers Gen X faced in America. Now, technically I'm a millennial, but me and everyone around me, we grew up like Gen X, so I can't wait.
But this is crazy, bro. Like, how did you guys survive? The dangers Gen X face. The title is dangers, so we're going to be seeing what kind of dangers they was facing that we probably didn't have to face. So, yeah, before we do jump into this, I appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. I also do have a Patreon if you guys do want to help support further. Link is in the description. Yeah, let's jump into this and check this out.
If you grew up as Generation X, then it's probably a miracle you even survived. At least that's what the modern world tells us.
That good.
Okay.
Many of the things that were normal back then are now taboo.
Right.
In this video, we will have a look back and wonder how Gen X kids even survived.
Yo, okay, so it's directly aimed at like Gen X kids then. So when you was a kid during this stuff. Listen, if you're Gen X, you're gonna have to tell me, is this true? And just tell me, like, how did you survive the things that's gonna come up?
I'm here to tell you. I think the reason that this is specifically Gen X, it would probably apply to Gen X and earlier as well, but definitely it's because we were the outside kids before it was really common to stay indoor and play video games and such. I mean, we played video games. We had video games and we played video games, but there was also a lot of outside.
Television wasn't everything, but it was still pretty important.
Right.
If you were a kid in the 70s, then you probably did not even have cable.
Black and
people
white?
relied on a television antenna, which was usually wrapped.
First of all, we had color TVs. We also had black and white TVs. Now, I know there was a time period in which there was only black and white. That is not Gen X. We had color TVs. We also had black and white TVs, though, that for some reason they could only show things in black and white, even though the TV shows were in color. The TV itself could only show black and white. Obviously there's no such thing as black and white TVs anymore, but we were living in color in Gen X. We were living in color.
Tinfoil. However, there were some households that used an antenna that was mounted.
I'm sorry.
Antenna, which was usually rabbit ears and tinfoil.
Your look of surprise is adorable. Surely you've seen these. If you've not seen them, surely you've seen them on TV. No? Okay. These are the rabbit ears. Usually they had this wire that came out with these little like U-shaped prongs at the end. And then you put those prongs like around the metal screw and then you screw it on the metal screw in the back of your TV. That's rabbit ears. Okay, this is adorable. Let's go.
However, there were some households that used an antenna that was mounted on top of the roof.
Did you say roof? On top of the roof? We actually still have some of these on UK homes.
Every so often, this antenna would need to be adjusted thanks to some wind or weather.
Yo, true.
This became a family affair. Dad, of course, was in charge of the picture, so he was right in front of the television. One of the kids would be up on top of the roof and ready to receive instructions from the relay of the rest of the family spread out from Dad.
Wait. He just said kid? Wait. Is that true?
It's true.
So Dad would be in front of the TV trying to get the picture?
Yes.
And you send the kid on the roof?
Yes.
To fix it?
Yes.
Yo, what?
No one ever thought anything about kids being on the roof and then falling off.
First of all, it's true. Nobody thought anything about it. Me and my brother used to climb out on the roof just for fun. Like we had our rooms were right next to each other. And then we had our windows that like went out to this, it's kind of like the roof, but it's not the roof for the whole house. It's just a roof ledge that like, it's like the hangover over the garage. And so we would climb out our windows and we would, walk and meet in the middle. We'd hang out on the roof all the time. It was fun. Sometimes we played drive-through. I would come out my window. I would go to his window. I'd be at the drive-through. It was fun. Lots of fun was had on the roof.
Most kids got up there anyways just to get a better view of the neighborhood or the stars.
Okay,
Many newer roofs are much more steep, and that might be considered child abuse to send your kid up there. I guess it's a good thing that
What is child abuse? We never
People
heard
don't
such
have to
things
deal
back
with
then.
antennas on the roof. Summers as a kid were always fun.
Yo, is that true? I need to know. If you're Gen X, did you ever go to the roof and fix the antenna? And yo, that's crazy,
Okay.
bro. I can't imagine being sent up there, man. That's actually crazy.
I went to the roof, not to fix the antenna because we didn't have one of those huge antennas, but kids did it all the time.
The roof. Summers as a kid were always fun, and why wouldn't it be?
Okay.
You were out of school, and that meant you could spend more time with your friends.
You actually went
But
outside?
with all that running around outside, you were bound to get thirsty.
Right.
There's nothing quicker and more refreshing than a sip from the garden hose. Of course, you had to let
Sir.
it run a while before it got cool enough to drink, but it's
Sir, no. Why do you look so shocked? Have you never drank? Look, I know kids don't play outside anymore. I know it, but like you never just happen to find yourself outside and it's really hot. You've never drank from the hose? You're missing out. You're missing out. It's delicious.
certainly had a distinctive taste.
Wait, no. What's going on? What's going on?
Sir,
Is this true?
it's true.
Generation X kids were drinking from the garden hose? Is that true?
Is it true? What? Hold on. I'm just trying to imagine a world in which you have never drank from the garden hose.
Wait, what?
When is the last time that you've seen a kid do this? It's
Never.
supposed to be unhealthy, yet here we
Wait,
are.
it is?
But a kid
Okay, look. Okay. So you're playing outside. You don't want to go inside, okay? You're a kid. You're having fun. You don't go in to pee. You don't go in to drink water. You don't go in for any reason because there's always a risk with going inside. If you're a kid and you're outside playing. Sorry, my hair is like caught up in my headphones. Let's say you're outside playing, and while you were out, your mom discovered something that you did wrong that you wasn't supposed to do. Something you hid from her. She's discovered it. You go home to pee. You go home to get something to drink. Well, she's got you. Now you're stuck inside because now you're in trouble for that thing you did that just got found out. You never know, is what I'm saying. If you go in the house, you might get trapped there for the rest of the day. So you don't go to the house. I don't care if you have to pee in the grass, drink from the hose, and starve all day. You're not going home. So, yeah, we drank from the hose all the time. And not just our hose, any hose, any hose. You would be running through the neighborhood, playing in people's yards, people you don't even know. Sometimes it's your friends' parents. Sometimes it's just people that you've never met that just live down the neighborhood. You'll drink from their hoses. You'll drink from any hose, any hose. I remember skipping school as a teenager and hiding out in the woods and drinking from random people's hoses back there. Nobody cared. Like everybody did it, and nobody cared, and it was great. And so when I was a kid, so hose water has a very distinctive flavor, and it's a flavor that I personally, and it's not just me. There were other kids who liked it. I personally had developed a taste. Like I specifically like the flavor of hose water. It has this like rubbery kind of, I don't know, it's delicious. But even when I would come inside, if I would ever drink water, there was that like hose for washing dishes that you pull out. I would get my water from there instead of like the actual faucet because I wanted that rubbery, hosey water flavor.
occasionally, I still take a sip from the garden hose.
Yeah.
Bro, what?
It's good.
The garden hose was also
an acquired
connected to a
taste.
couple other activities that parents today may consider them to be too dangerous.
Okay, like what?
First one was the slip and slide.
Oh, the
Sounds good.
The
slip
older
and
editions of the
slide.
slip and slide were a little bit more dangerous. and
Painful.
Some kids broke bones or chipped teeth on these, but just about everyone slid
I
off the
hated the
end or
slip
over
and
the
slide.
side and got a grass or rock burn.
What?
Believe it or not, they still
That's not
sell
even-
these, but they are a little bit safer.
Oh, is this the slip inside?
That
Oh,
looks
I
like
bet that
a
was hella
newer,
fun.
newer slip and slide.
You know what? I bet.
I swear the old ones used to be I think they were yellow ones, but there were also black ones. They were really, really big, really long. But our yard, first of all, our yard didn't even make much of a hill. So like if you had a hill, obviously it would be a lot better. But our yard was so full of like rocks and sticks, and you know, you would think you would clear out a path for your slip and slide, but we're dumb kids and we just spread it out and we put the hose on it and we go to jumping and sliding and bumping into rocks, and you're not really even sliding well. It was terrible. We never had fun on a slip and slide. I'm sure there are people that had fun on slip and slides, but in our yard there was no fun on that slip and slide. There was only pain and death. No death, but pain.
I bet you lot had so much fun growing up. Like, yeah, you might have got a few knocks.
A lot of knocks.
A few broken bones.
A lot of fun.
Maybe a sore tummy with the garden hose, but
no,
it seems like you're having a great time.
The garden hose was good.
This next item, however, I'm not so sure about. As kids, we all enjoyed playing in the water sprinkler, but some of these sprinklers could be pretty rough.
Oh, he knows.
This one in particular was really dangerous. It had a solid steel base that could certainly hurt if you stubbed a toe on it or fell on it.
That's a little before my time.
That wasn't the dangerous part.
We had
when the water ran through the sprinkler, it would move the metal fan blade at the top. At that point, it was like a little saw blade that was spinning fast on top,
right,
and it cut through little water-soaked
exactly what we would have.
Kids were fast learners, though. If they got cut once, they would be sure to clear it the next time. Kids in our day used to be outside a lot, and
I love this game.
I love this game.
I actually love this game.
I know.
When you get like a bat and you smack it around and it comes back to you. Yeah, I love that game.
Oh,
that
we
game
don't
is
use
so
a bat.
fun.
We use our hands.
That worked out great. Huh? Kids in our day used to be outside a lot.
Tetherball, we called it.
Yo, end the sentence here, bro. Kids, Generation X kids used to be outside a lot. Boom.
All the time.
Kids nowadays, bro, we just play video games, man.
We loved it. That worked out great because most of our parents really didn't want us inside the house anyways. As a result, kids spent a lot of time out in the sun. And sun.
Do you know what I actually miss? And I'm actually glad that like I experienced a little bit. So when I was a kid, right? I'm 27. So when I was a kid, I was kind of like in the between of like still going outside, but technology was like getting more and more popular, right? So we didn't really have phones, but phones were starting to be introduced.
Okay.
But there was a few years where I actually experienced like knocking on for your friends. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, these kids nowadays, they don't know what that is, bro. Knocking on for your friends and then being told by the mom,
but okay.
like, he's not in, he's sick. Yeah, I remember when my friends would be at my door and I'd be like, mom, tell them I'm ill, because I didn't want to go out. But yeah, that was, thinking back on it, that was so fun.
We did that all the time.
That was actually so fun. Nowadays, you just like text and just see, but yeah, it was fun growing up. I was like in kind of like the middle of it, transforming to technology.
You know what else was fun? Unrelated, but sort of related. So you're talking about how the kids would come to your door and you would tell your mom like, oh, tell them I'm sick, tell them I'm sick. I feel like, so you said you're 27. I feel like you've never experienced the fear of trying to call your friends and have your friends' parents answer, and then you have to have like a little mini conversation with their parents every single time you want to speak to them.
Being really popular, because when I was like 15, that's when I stopped going outside completely.
Okay, well.
But Gen X, man, I bet you guys had a lot of fun growing up.
We had no idea what that was.
Sunblock, no.
Are you talking about a hat or a shade tree?
Where was that?
Sunblock.
As a result, kids spent a lot of time out in the sun.
We didn't know about that.
We had no idea what that was.
Yeah.
If anything, we put on oils to try to darken.
At most, we may have
we never tried to
SPF
block the
4,
sun. We tried to attract
if
it,
we were
always.
Super cautious. Everyone was exposed to the sun, and many of us would
That's not even a bad sunburn at all. We did.
When our skin started peeling, we would see who could peel off the biggest flake.
I always hated that. I hated the skin peels.
It also wasn't uncommon to see teen girls and young women laying out and trying to get that
My
golden
mom.
beach tan.
My mom was always
Quite
laying
often,
out.
they would speed up this process by using either coconut oil or tanning oil.
Sometimes
so
they
you had
used
coconut
butter.
oil, tanning oil to like get more of a tan, but you didn't really have like sunblock.
No.
Today,
it never
most kids
occurred
get
to us that
lathered
you
up
wanted
with
to
anything
block
from
sun.
30
Right.
SPF to 100 SPF.
I get that protection.
Parents in those days certainly didn't have to watch us like the parents do today. They not only trusted us, but they also trusted our friends and the rest of the community.
Right.
Parents realized that we needed to do things on our own, and that was how we were going to learn. However, if they were watching and we happened to get hurt, there was no doubt that they were going to be laughing as long as it wasn't life-threatening.
Yo, nowadays they'll be super worried, bro.
Bikes were everything to a Gen X kid, and they provided us a freedom that we couldn't get from anything else.
Okay.
We could go on adventures that were hours away from home, and for the most part, our parents had no
I never
idea
went
where
hours
we were
away
at.
from home.
Yo.
We also used our bikes to jump some
But our
pretty shady ramps.
Parents never knew where we
We could
were.
do a lot with some plywood and bricks, and it was hours of entertainment. As
Crazy
we look
kids.
back on our childhoods and compare
Sorry,
it to
I laugh like
modern
that.
kids, it's hard to believe that we did all those bike adventures with no helmet or knee pads.
Mad.
No.
This picture pretty well
Okay,
Bro.
I saved this picture in my memes. This is hilarious.
Okay, you did this. You did this. How many people in the comments have done this, bro? I highly doubt
I've
this
never
is
done
popular.
this, but
This is just crazy. This is crazy.
sums up the generation.
it's the man in
This
the back
kid
for
is
me.
jumping his bike off of a
Dad,
super tall
uncle,
ramp.
whoever.
Notice that he has no helmet, knee pads, or elbow pads.
This is
Just
crazy.
Pure fun adventure.
The man's in the back just watching this
right.
like, damn, these kids are mental, man.
If this evil
Smoking a
Knievel
ciggy.
lands short, then the kid on the end is in trouble. Occasionally that did happen. As you look at the kids on the side, you can tell that they are worried about this because they've seen it happen themselves. But the best part about this photo
Right.
is there's a dad sitting on the
Yeah.
front steps and he's smoking a cigarette while he's waiting to see who gets hurt first. For him, this is as good as any gong show on television.
I mean, you're there, you're parenting, you
Back
may
in
as
those
well have
days,
some fun
cigarette
with it.
smoke was everywhere, and
Bro, that's too funny, man. Wait, this was actually a thing, bro? Like, that was actually a thing?
couldn't avoid secondhand smoke if you wanted to.
I don't know if it was actually a thing that they were making bets secretly about which one of us would get hurt first, but I wouldn't put it past them, and good on them if they did. Now, this next thing, cigarette smoke, it really truly was everywhere. You can't imagine. I don't even know if people can imagine it. I don't know if other people had it to the extent I had it, but both my parents smoked. They smoked indoors. My grandparents smoked. Everyone smoked, and everyone smoked indoors, outdoors, chain smoke, all day, every day. So it was
In fact,
everywhere.
most of us had at least one parent that smoked.
Right.
Parents would send their kids
Mm-hmm.
into convenience stores to purchase cigarettes while they
My mom used to send us to buy her cigarettes. Like, you could never do this now, but they used to have vending machines. They weren't like the vending machines you see today where like you just push a button and like it's like whatever. It was like this machine and it had like all the cigarettes lined up, like the different brands. And then you would put in your coins and then there was like this hand, like this it was like a handle, but like a knob. I don't know. It was just this long thing and you like pull it out. It was this big metal drum and you pull it out and then your cigarettes drop to the bottom and then you can get them out of the vending machine. I don't know why I'm describing the whole vending machine, but yes, you could get cigarettes from a vending machine and anybody could go get them out. And I got them out from my mom all the time, Winston 100s, all the time getting cigarettes from the vending machine. You'll never see that today though.
waited out in the car.
Wait, the kid?
Oh, and
Huh?
not
Kids,
just cigarettes. My mom used to send us in to buy groceries. She would just wait in the car. We would go in, buy the things she wanted. It wouldn't be like a whole buggy full of groceries. It would be like, whatever was going to be for dinner that night. Yeah, that's what we
Most
did.
of us had at least one parent that smoked. Parents would send their kids into convenience stores to purchase cigarettes while they waited out in the car.
What, kids could buy the
Usually
Yes,
the clerk
yes,
would
they
just
could.
look out and get a nod from the parent, which would signal that it was okay to buy the cigarettes.
What?
If
Yes,
the parents were
it's
not
true.
around, then the kid probably needed a note from the parents saying
We didn't
that it was
even need
okay
notes.
to buy the cigarettes.
A note, bro. A note. You could just write the note
I
yourself.
know.
These notes were
Nobody
never
cared.
all that official, and it
But
Please let my
honestly,
daughter
you can
Stacy
usually tell the difference
purchase
between
a
a note a
pack
kid
of-
wrote and a
Guess
note
that's
that a
not
parent
cigarettes.
wrote, because that looks like a parent note. Unless you were an
might be
older
written on a
kid,
notepad,
I mean,
scratch
you
of
don't need the
paper,
note
or the
because you
back
could
of a
buy
receipt.
cigarettes at 16 back
Dear
then.
clerk,
So
please sell Rhett a carton of cigarettes.
by the time
Thanks,
you were old
Mom.
enough to want to secretly
you believe
smoke, you
that
could buy
actually
cigarettes
worked?
anyway.
There's no
So-
chance that kids could ever do that today.
Yeah, no way.
No.
Car safety was something else that most people didn't take too
Car
seriously.
safety? We didn't have
Okay.
that.
In the US, it became mandatory that every car manufactured after 1968 had to have seatbelts installed.
They
in
had
them.
them, but
Well,
you
did they
didn't
have
have to wear
seatbelts?
them.
Wearing them was more of a recommendation rather than a requirement
I never wore a
until the mid
seatbelt as a child.
1980s.
Well,
Oh, this is mad, bro. This
in
is
the late
mad. Gen
90s, I
X,
think
what
it
the
was a
hell?
law.
Yo.
But before then, before it was a law, we never
bro,
wore 'em.
We're just past halfway. I'm watching this. I'm thinking like, how on earth are we like terrified to do things?
The
when we
fear's
was
been bred
kids?
into you your
Well,
whole
like
life.
the kids now.
That's why.
When you lot survived doing this, like what?
You should see the generation
Until
before
then,
us.
we stood up on the front
fighting
seat
wars
so
and
that we
shit.
could see up over the dash, and our dad's arm was our seatbelt and airbag.
My mom's arm.
Another thing that we would do is lay up on the back dash and pick our noses as
Oh.
we looked at the cop car behind.
We didn't pick our noses, but that was the best seat of the whole car. We loved whoever was the first one to get that spot. You were the lucky one because it was just comfortable. You could just sprawl out. The sun would be coming in. It would be warm. It was nice. And then when they slam on the brakes, you can fall into the laps of the people in the back seat.
us.
What?
We thought it was super fun when Dad had to slam on the brakes and we came flying out of that back window and slammed into the back of the front seat. Back then, we had to learn how to take a fall, and the crazy thing about it is we couldn't wait to get back up there.
Oh, it
and
was
try
fun.
it
Of
again.
course. It was fun.
What?
Not only
Yo, I
that,
can
look,
imagine being a kid. That would be super fun.
it was super fun.
But this,
Not only that, though, it's not just in the back of the car, but even in the back, like my dad's pickup truck. We used to love to ride in the back of that. And sometimes he would, if like you're on back roads and there's nobody around, he would intentionally like go fast and kind of swerve around the road a little bit. So we would kind of fling around back there. Oh, we loved it. It was painful. It hurt. But there was something so fun about it. So enjoyable. Hello?
this is crazy, bro.
Pickup trucks were not as common as what you see today.
Okay.
People that had boats would haul them with regular cars, even Cadillacs. And when Dad needed lumber, it was going on the roof of the car so that it could come home.
Right.
He would tie it down a little, but
We
it was
had a
still our
truck, so I
job
don't
to
know
help
anything
hold the
about
lumber
this-
down as it was
this here
stacked on the
stuff.
roof.
How?
So there we were, standing up on the seat,
Look at this
halfway out
tree.
the window, clinging to
That
the
looks like
lumber
some
on
crap
top,
I would
while
try to
Dad had
do.
his hand on our waistband to keep us from falling out. Somehow his other hand was busy holding down the lumber on his side, which is pretty incredible to think about.
How's he driving?
At the same time, he was also
Maybe
steering
he
the
was using
car,
his knee,
shifting gears,
like
and
girls when they
smoking
are
a
doing their
cigarette.
makeup.
Bro, wait, you're telling me in Gen X the parents had like 8 arms? What is going on,
No,
man?
look,
It's
I'm
no
not
wonder that we thought
joking
he
when I
could do
say some
anything.
people drive with their knees. My aunt,
How?
Remember some of the other activities we did? We all had toys that are considered dangerous now, but back then it was completely normal.
Yeah, so many toys have
Lawn
been
darts
banned.
was
Oh,
one
lawn
of those
darts.
toys.
Wait,
Back
what?
then it was completely normal. Lawn darts was one of those toys. That weighted sharp point could penetrate anything if you didn't get the heck out of the way.
Huh?
we didn't have
Clackers,
lawn
split
darts,
clacks,
but we
or
just had
knockers
regular
the
darts,
possibility
just
of
as
shattering
dangerous.
and sending shards of plastic flying through the air like shrapnel.
What?
Yet
By the time
somehow
I had
some of these
clackers,
clackers
they were
survived. In fact, here is my pair from the
plastic.
70s.
That doesn't look the same as the ones we had.
No way.
Back then, we learned how to entertain ourselves with the simplest of things.
What did that?
Remember making long chains from soda and beer can pull tabs?
We never did
According
that.
to what
That's
they
a
say
weird
today,
looking
we
pull
could have
tab.
been
That
badly
doesn't look
cut
like.
at any moment, yet most of
It
us
kind of
had
looks like
minor
those old
cuts, if
orange
any.
juice tabs, but I don't
But
see tabs like
Yo,
that.
was you guys just built different in Gen X?
We
Like,
were
Did
bored.
you have like thicker skin?
We were just bored.
Like, bro, this is
You would
mad.
have. You would have come up
Dangerous
with some
activity
crazy
that we
shit
all
too.
did was kite fighting. Remember this one?
What's kite fighting?
You would fasten
We-
razor blades to the side of your kite and then swoop it down so that you could cut the
We
string
never
of your
did
friend's
this.
kite.
That sounds
If you were
sick.
It is.
successful,
Sounds
then that
like it.
kite would keep flying
said it is.
forever. But if your kite took a nosedive to the ground, then you better be quick and get out of the way of those razor blades.
If we had had such an
BB
idea,
guns were another item that was quite common.
Okay, yeah, I had a few BB guns. I see. I haven't done much of this, bro. This video's gone crazy, right? But BB guns, I had BB guns.
Kids could go
my
all over
neighbors,
town with
we
one on
didn't
the
have
front.
BB guns, but our neighbor had a BB gun, and my brother was playing with it, and while he was playing with it, there was a group of boys. They were my brothers. They were about the same age as my brothers, and then that group of boys, they also had a little brother. He was very young, and he was playing with them, and they always thought he was annoying. I don't know if this happened on purpose. I really hope it did not. But while they were playing and that little boy was tagging along like he always did, my oldest brother accidentally shot him with the BB gun. I don't know why I did quotes. I'm sure he accidentally shot him. I'm quite sure he accidentally shot him, but he accidentally shot him with the BB gun, and his mom started freaking out. I mean, rightfully so, rightfully so. If somebody shot my baby boy, I would be freaking out. But like, it was just a BB gun. He was okay, but we got in so much trouble, and it was terrible. Anyway, we were never allowed to play with BB guns after
Front of
that.
their handlebars, and the BB wars would certainly get intense. Back then, we definitely did not have safety at the top of our list when those broke out.
No.
Yo, I remember, bro, I had like a BB gun fight on the street. I was only a kid. I was only young. And we had a BB gun fight, and I went to shoot my friend, and I accidentally shot like a girl walking by, another kid, right? She was like far away, but the bullet hit her, and she ran off crying. And then, like, I'm only small. Her big, like, 6'5" dad came round the corner, came up to me, snapped my gun. Yo, I was so scared, bro. I was
That would
so
be terrifying.
scared.
He snapped your
Firecrackers
gun.
were certainly
First
a
of
lot
all,
more-
I have a quick question though, because you say you were trying to shoot your friend, but you accidentally shot her. And we, as far as I know, we never tried to shoot anybody, because those little BB pellets, they go in your skin. Like, they were the little metal. They're like little tiny bullets. Not really like bullets, because bullets kind of explode, and these don't explode, of course. But I thought if you hit someone with these BB guns, I thought those little pellets went in your skin. Is this not true, or are BB guns made differently now? I guess that's my question. As far as I know, we never intentionally tried to shoot at anybody. You would shoot like cans, or you would try to shoot something else. So the fact that you were aiming for your friends is a little scary.
More accessible than they are today. It seemed like you could pop them off in every city, and it was perfectly legal. Did
This
you
is
ever
mad.
set off some fireworks and then place them into your Tonka truck and roll it into the driveway where some neighborhood girls were playing jacks so that you could get their attention?
What?
No? Well, I guess that was just me then.
No, but
What?
my brothers
Speaking
loved
of
to
jacks,
throw.
they were definitely something painful to
Jacks
step
weren't
on
really
if you were
something we
barefoot.
played with,
Any parent
Like,
today
we had
that
them,
complains about a Lego being
but we
stepped
didn't
on
really
has
know what the
probably
point.
never really
Like,
stepped
now
on
I
a
know
jacks.
how to play the
These
game,
things
but
would completely hide
we
in the
didn't really
shag carpet,
play
and they were like
jacks. We
little
had them.
soldiers that were waiting
we
to
didn't
ambush
really
you.
play with them.
This is
We did
mad.
step on them
With all
though.
that time that you spent on the bicycle, then I'm sure that you probably came
Metal
in
pedals to the
contact with
shins.
at least one of these.
Okay, yeah, I've had this before. The metal pedal things, and like sometimes it would just flick straight into your ankle.
Oh, your ankle. For me, it was always the
One
shin.
slip
I
of
don't
the
know
foot,
why.
and this pedal could travel up your leg like a vegetable peeler. Kids today know
something
nothing
like
about that level of pain. Here is something else that could be really painful. These chairs were really comfortable to lay in, but when
Right.
you got up, you had lines going all across your skin.
My
But
grandparents,
that
we had
wasn't
those
the worst
chairs.
part.
It's because of the stripes.
They were not
No,
the
the stripes
easiest
weren't
to
painful.
adjust. You had
It's
to
just
bend
the way
them
the
all
chair would
way
always
in so that you could
pinch your
adjust them
fingers.
further out.
Huh?
One wrong move and the hinges of these torture devices could snap down on you like a bear trap and take off a chunk of skin.
Oh!
Are these chairs even sold today?
I've not seen one of
Oh,
these in
what?
hundreds of years.
Despite all the dangers that were lurking all around us, it really was a special time to grow up in.
I can
that's
imagine.
it.
Friendly, and neighbors were someone that you could count on. Some of the dangers that we see today are completely different than what we faced.
Yo, Generation X people, right? They must think that the kids and the people below them, the generation, like whatever below them, are just wimps, bro. Are just
Well-
wimps. Because this is meant, like, yeah, don't get me wrong. It seemed like you had a lot of fun, But this is crazy, bro. Like, how did you guys survive?
Do you have any special memories?
We survived, and you would have survived too. Sometimes we kind of think you guys are wimps, but not really, because hopefully we have an understanding that you grew up differently, and you know, it makes a difference.
That you would like to share?
That's mad. If you are Gen X, you guys gotta let me know what it was like for you in the comment section. Really interested to check it out. You guys definitely seem to have a fun time, but a very, very dangerous time.
Well, that was a fun trip down memory lane. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.